This is a letter to being cringe. I feel as though worrying about being cringe is something that almost stole my life, in a sense. Not all of it, but the boldest, the brightest parts. For years, I've held back from sharing what's really on my heart, ideas I really had, trying to mask what I wanted to do behind what someone else was doing. So I'm helping other people to achieve their goals, but leaving mine by the wayside because that's for them, but it's maybe not really for me. Where did I get that idea? I don't know. I think it's something that's just been in my mind for many years back. From saying the thing, creating the thing, doing the thing. All because I was afraid. Afraid of looking too eager, too serious, too loud, too ambitious, too weird. Afraid that someone might laugh at me or that they might judge me. Maybe even that they might not care. But this is something that I'm learning in my 30 plus years on this earth, only just starting to learn. Cringe is just a symptom of caring too much about things that don't really matter. Caring about the opinion of others, and whether they're doing better than you or more than you or less than you is not the important point. It's just caring so much about the opinion of others that you don't do anything for yourself, that I didn't do anything with myself, or that I stopped myself from doing things. So I'd start doing things and start a project, start a video series. I started a podcast just here on this channel, and just got into my head. It doesn't look like the others look. I don't think I'm saying the right sorts of things, and despising the days of small beginnings and not giving myself time to grow, to develop. Just being worried about being cringe. Oh, you're a bit of a tryhard, aren't you? One of those guys on YouTube. And it's funny because we all watch YouTube, right? But somehow still that fear or that idea of being cringe still prevails. What this video represents for me is a changing of my mind, a changing of my approach, me making a decision and trying to stand against this idea of being cringe, of being awkward, of it being a bit of an ick, you might say. I don't want to be steered by the opinions of others, by the view of somebody who isn't me and isn't in my situation, who doesn't have the ideas, the dreams, the goals that I have, but somehow dictates the outcomes that I'm able to achieve. So if I look at it, what is the cost of potentially being misunderstood on this platform or any other platform or in any endeavour that I want to try my hand in and try and get somewhere? And how does that compare to the cost of being unused? I'd rather be cringe. I'd rather be cringe and complete than cool or not cringe and empty. It's a weird thing, but it's something that I feel strongly about because for a long time, a very long time, I've had these ideas and things that I've wanted to try, and it's trying. I wouldn't even try. I would convince myself that it was a bad idea in my head before I'd even put pen to paper, before I'd even tried to take the first step. I I don't quite have the right camera, the right backdrop. I don't have the right words. I don't have a haircut. I don't like my beard. It looks a bit scruffy. My backdrop's not right. It doesn't look like those other things that I want to look, or how I see the world based on these people who maybe have spent some time honing their craft. They've had experience in developing a view. I'm looking at somebody's 5-year journey and wondering why I'm not there yet. Maybe longer, 10 years, 20 years. At the same time, I'm more worried about being cringe than taking a swing, than trying. Doing all these things which aren't the thing that I really want to do, and kind of masking it. Oh yeah, I'm into cars, I'm into this, and I am into these other things, but there's also a part of me that really just wants to speak to people, to encourage people. Wondering what will people say. I don't know, as a Christian, is this the right sort of message? Is there God in it? And on that front, I think our lives that we lead tell people more about the God that we serve than anything that we're ever going to say. But that's neither here nor there. This video is mainly about me speaking to myself, I think, and trying to encourage myself to say it's okay to try. It's okay to try and to fail and to not have things received the way that you would like, despite the effort you've put in, to not have things look the way that I would like to, knowing that I've got this bigger vision. But the important thing is starting today, starting where I am. I think what I want to remind myself of when I think of like this idea of being cringe is that the world doesn't want my perfection. It's not about me having a polished image. It's me taking that first step, being bold, making progress, for understanding that there are ideas that we all have, that I have, that I believe that only I can really bring to life in the way that they need to be. I think we've all got something special in us in terms of how we see a particular part of the world, a particular view on a subject, a topic, an idea, an event, an activity that I think presents a lot of value to other people. And if I could just get over myself, then maybe that helps somebody else. And I think for me, that's something I would see as massively rewarding, to know that because of the effort that I made, maybe somebody didn't give up, maybe somebody tried again, maybe somebody felt encouraged to be something that deep down in their heart they believe they can be, or at least be willing to try that new thing. I think my biggest worry with being cringe is that one day I get to look back on my life, God willing, it's a long life, and I'm on my deathbed, so to speak. And as I sit there or lie there, I think about all the things that I didn't do, all the ideas that I had in my hands and I let slip through my fingers like sands of time, just kind of disappearing and blowing away into the wind, that I didn't even try. And my reason for that being that I didn't want to be cringe. And I don't see a world where I'm happy with that. I don't see a world where I look back on how I spent my time and say, yeah, that was a good use of time. Or wondering what could have been. I put this idea of being cringe above so many things that I want to do, in front of so many ideas that I've had, in front of so many steps forward. And for what? To be in this moment and lamenting when there is nothing that can be done. And to just sit there with the thoughts of, well, what could have been? Maybe that could have been something. Maybe it doesn't turn up to anything. Maybe this doesn't work as an idea and people bounce off it. I don't know. But I really want to look back on my time, the talents, the abilities I believe I've been given, the things that have been placed on my heart, that I've hit on my heart, and I want to feel like I did the best that I could with them. That at least I tried. And so in some ways, maybe the reason I've been avoiding making this is because I didn't want to commit myself to moving past being cringe. As much as I know it's bad for me, I think my worry is that me putting this out there is making a statement about me overcoming, and it means there's going to be more that I have to do, more that I have to say. And that can be a bit scary, to be direct about it. But what I really want to, I suppose, leave with you and remind myself of as I sign out is I genuinely believe that in some capacity we all have greatness in us. And I think the important thing about this is not to say that it has to be something earth shattering. It's not that we're going to break a world record or going to be the fastest, the strongest, the biggest. It could be in a really small way. It could just be on the street that we live in our household, the person that we've agreed to do the rest of life with, that we're married to, or maybe just with our children, that there is more of us that we can bring to the table. There's more of myself that I can bring to the work that I do. And there's ways to just experience more of the good things in life by being willing to stick your hand out and give new things a try. I think that's what I'm saying. Anyway, hopefully, I'll see you around.